Thank you very much, Gadi. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. So, oh, sorry. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to ask, and this is the topic of my talk, do the cyber criminals win the battle? So first of all, the good answer is that they don't. However, they do give myself and my other colleagues from the cybersecurity industry a hell of a fight. So this is actually a wannabe cyber criminal. As a matter of fact, he's just a good old-fashioned mugger. So what does he say to his victim? It's all about cybercrime right now. Nobody bashes people and takes their cash anymore. So, can I have your account password? However, as opposed to this guy, there are many cyber criminals, and as a matter of fact, they are doing a lot of money, and in many times they actually succeed. So first, I would like to share with you some specific information about Trojans that attack the financial sector. So I asked my friends at Microsoft Anti-Malware Protection Services to give us the specific statistics about Trojans, about malware that attack only the financial institutes. And as you can see, in August alone, there were more than 1.4 million endpoints that were infected and detected by the anti-malware protection services of Microsoft all around the world. Obviously, the size of the circles is the amount of infection in each state. And as you can see, it's very, very crowded. Actually, even in Greenland, there are infected computers with specific Trojans that specialized in attacking the financial industry. So, I would like to talk about the most recent financial breaches. And when I'm talking about financial breaches, I'm not talking just about specific attacks against banks and financial institutes, but where the attacks meant to steal financial tools like credit cards and accounts. So the most recent one is obviously Home Depot. We don't yet have the amount of damages, the amount of credentials that were stolen. But if you look at eBay, 145 million accounts were stolen. If you look at Adobe, 152 million records were stolen. Target, which I'll talk about it a little bit more later, 110 million credit cards and other financial credentials were stolen. Evernote and others. And this is only a partial list. I would like to talk, before I go to the target, if we look at the general damages, if you look about the total damages that come from cybercrime, and I'm talking direct damages and indirect damages, the number is staggering. It's more than $400 billion annually. It's a huge number. And let's talk now about the target. The target breach is very interesting, and it was discussed previously in some of the other talks. First of all, because of the number of records that were stolen. 40 million credit cards, 170 million banking credentials, PII, personally identified information. It was an on-premise implementation. It was not a cloud implementation. There is a lot of fear, and a lot of concerns about going to the cloud because it's less secured. But as a matter of fact, you can be insecure in the on-premise, and you can be very secure in the cloud. It really depends how you implement your cybersecurity policies. And this one in particular was an on-premise implementation. It was a point-of-sale breach. Another interesting point to note is that FireEye actually detected the breach. However, the alert was lost among tons of other alerts that the system had. And I think what makes Target sort of an inflection point is that the CEO resigned. Why? Because it's clear that cybercrime is becoming a boardroom issue. It's not just an IT issue, because if a breach like Target happens to you, then your business, your total business is in danger. It's not just the IT department, it's not just the CISO or the CIO that are going home, it's actually the CEO. And I think that Wall Street realized it after the Target attack. Another thing to notice is that the traditional approach where you have silo product, that even best of breed, but a collection of products that are not necessarily connected together, and you don't give you a solution, this approach does not work anymore. And also, we all talk about big data. Big data can be very noisy. If you don't use the big data correctly, and you just flood it by information and by pieces of items, then you're not going to get to the bottom of things. And as I said before, on-premise is not necessarily safer than the cloud. The industry is evolving, but it still needs to evolve. What we need as an industry, in the cybersecurity industry, is to think about solution, not about siloed products, but about solution, about comprehensive approach. So yes, of course, multi-layer. We have to protect the endpoint. We have to protect the server. We have to protect the network. But it has to be integrated into solution, because human beings are not good at getting a lot of information which is unrelated. We have, as an industry, to transfer big data into very small, focused information and knowledge. If you don't do that, if you don't use the right analytics in order to give the analyst, to give the SOC, the Security Operations Center, just the right information that with that it can actually solve the problem, then we don't do much. It's also very important to make sure that the solution we provide, in addition to being multi-layer and covering the whole execution stack, from the network to the endpoints, to the database, to the application, they also have to integrate seamlessly, and again, to give you just the right knowledge and just the right solution. Without being proactive and heavily relying on intelligence, we have no chance of winning. It's like in any war. If you don't have good intelligence, my friend said 8200, if we don't have good intelligence, there's no chance we can win that war. And therefore, intelligence is essential to winning that war. Size, as a matter of fact, does matter. Therefore, the companies that are seeing the most number of transactions, that's seeing the highest number of intelligence, and gather information from various resources, and see lots of customers dealing with a problem, have a better chance to be effective in this fight. And what I think will happen in the future, that eventually the cloud, people will move to the cloud because the cloud will be more secure. Think about it, that in the past, people thought that the most secure way to hide their money was under the mattress in the house. Eventually, they understood that the banks is the right place to keep their money. And yes, banks is very dangerous, right? In one place, you have so much money, so it's clear that it will be addressed by all the criminals. However, the banks now is the most secure place to keep your money. Clouds are going to be the same way. Obviously, it means that we, the cloud provider and the security vendors, have to make sure that the cloud is the most secure way. But eventually, the amount of expertise and the amount of technology that you need in order to make your financial application secure will demand so much effort that the only way to do it, it will be in the cloud. We are not there yet, but eventually we'll get there. Okay, thank you guys, and let's continue with the panel.